Yes, people, welcome back to another video. This is the Crystal Palace preview. Gonna have a look at what potential team City could line up with tomorrow, and also have a little bit of look at Crystal Palace and stuff like that. No live show tonight, as both me and Hugh are quite busy, but yeah, we'll give you a preview, and we'll be live tomorrow with the watch along, and maybe a pre-match build-up in the morning if we have enough time getting about that, and we can see what early team news has come out. First things first, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and yeah, let's get straight into it. So, Palace. Typically, I think has been it's a weird one. Palace away is always a difficult game. It's always just reminds me of bad times. Palace. I don't know what it is. It always gives me bad vibes. Difficult. Obviously, I know Roy Hodgson's there now, and they've been okay. I remember when Vieira was there, really wanted Vieira to do well. I'd still think it's harsh that Vieira got sacked. I know he did draw 11 games in a row or 10 games in a row or something like that, but the teams that they were facing were quite difficult sides. I would have loved to see what Patrick Vieira could have done with the Palace side, but it is what it is. This is a situation that we find ourselves in. Palace aren't coming into tomorrow with the best of news. The fact that they've got 9 players out injured. I've got the injured players here. Their current injury list, they've got Sam Johnstone, Dean Henderson, Rob Holding, Chait Decore, Jefferson Lerma, Eze, Edouard, Jesserun Raksaki, and Jordan Ayew suspended. That's basically, they've got 9 players out, and the third choice goalkeeper is the one that they're probably going to have to start with, given the fact that both of the goalkeepers are out. That's heavy going into a game like City. They're probably looking at this going, probably not the time that we could have got these injuries, but it depends at the way that they look at it. They might see it as if they're potentially going to write the game off anyway, or just try and get a point out of it, they might say, well, this is the perfect time to get these kind of injuries out of the way. But I feel like that's a bit of an L mentality if that's the way that they went into it. I think it might be a difficult game. Obviously, we've been conceding quite a lot recently. I think it's 11 goals in the past 5 games, which is horrendous, really. We're pretty much conceding every game nowadays. I think our defence is quite open, and we keep seeing it. We did perform a lot better against Luton. The first half, I thought, was actually, I say really good, but I mean really good for the standards that we've been performing at. We had control against Luton, which is something that we've not really seen. We had a midfield that existed, and obviously having Rodri in there is major towards that. But having control of that midfield helps us tick, and I think that's something that we've missed when Rodri's been out the side. And to be fair, even a few times when Rodri's been in there, it's not looked great. Him getting a bit lost. So having that control again, I think would be great tomorrow. And I think that's the key, really, to play at our own pace. Palace will want to come there, make it difficult for us, hit us on the counter. That's our kryptonite. And that's the way that they'll try and run things. However, we need to just control the game, play at our pace, and I think it's going to take a lot of being patient on the ball. That's do you know what I mean? It's something that we had to do against Luton. You've got to basically wait for your opportunities to come. And yeah, I think we'll do that. I back us tomorrow, just to put that out there. I think we'll win. I think we'll win comfortably. I'm not saying we'll run away with it, but I do think we'll win comfortably given their injury situation and us being at home. I do think we'll concede given our current form, the way that it's going right now. I don't see tomorrow being the day where we just suddenly the solid defence again. But I'm hoping at some point we can return to that solid defence. I think Pep just needs to trial things, mix it up a little bit and see what we can do. Now, we'll go straight into a starting 11 so we can start talking about the different players. Ortega, I think he had a good game against Belgrade in midweek. So some reaction save, which were quite good. I think Edison will be straight back in. He's our first choice goalkeeper, of course. Defence-wise, this is where I think people have different opinions on this. Now, I'm just going to go with Kyle Walker again. Now, that's one where people are like, Kyle Walker needs a bit of a period out the side. People aren't really liking his performances recently. There was times, I think the Luton goal. Was it Luton goal? Oh, no, the Villa game. There was times in the Villa game where I was like, where is Kyle Walker? Because he does this thing where he pushes up to right wing. Not something that I really want to see from Kyle Walker anymore. I'm hoping we just get a traditional Kyle Walker where he stays as a defender, but likelihood is we won't see that. But I'm still running with it. I'm still running Kyle Walker as our right back. There are alternatives that you could go with. You could play John Stones at right back, which we've seen a few times. Akanji is one that we've seen quite a lot play that right back position with John Stones next to him. And now that John Stones is back and fit, we could potentially run that. However, I'm just going with yeah, we have a fullback, let's play a fullback. But at some point in the near future, I would like Pep to retry this full centre-back line. It's what we won the Champions League final with. I think that full centre-back lineup with the Kanji, Stones, Diaz and Vardiol or Ake, I mean, that's solid, that, and I'd love to see that again, but just not for tomorrow. I'm full sending Kyle Walker out there again. Centre-back partnership, I want Stones and Diaz back. Stones obviously played against Belgrade in midweek, captain the side, think he did all right. And yeah, I think he goes straight back into the side. Diaz, I think he comes in. People have been questioning Diaz and whether his performances have dropped a little bit. I think he needs to fix up as well. But having Stones next to him, we know how good that partnership is. Left back wise, Ake. I said this last time, and I say it again. Vardiol, bit up and down. I think I rate him, and I do think he is getting better. I do think he is getting better in this City side. I just think it's going to take a bit of time for him to learn the system and that left-back role. We've not really seen him play centre-back too much, which is a little bit of a shame. It's something I would love to see, but we're not witnessing that yet. So I'd like to see Ake for a little bit more solidity. Now, as I was saying before, we are conceding quite a lot of goals, so Ake at left-back for me, I think that's the way that I'd run that. He did come on for a bit against Belgrade as well. So Ake, you're in the team for me. So my back line up there is Walker, Stones, Diaz and Ake, and you'll see Stones obviously push forward and help out Rodri, as we always do. So, midfield-wise, I'm going with Rodri as that central midfielder. And then I'll have Kovacic in there as well, and I think I go with Bernardo Silva. So, with a bit of energy in that midfield. I know Bernardo did cook last season on the right, but I'm thinking Rodri, which is standard, I mean, he goes into everyone's side. Rodri, Kovacic, and Bernardo Silva. Mateus Nunes, however, does deserve a shout-out, and I hope he does get minutes. He played really well against Belgrade, had a really good game, ran that midfield, so there is a shout for him to play this game, but I think maybe just bring him on at some point if we need a bit more attacking threat. You can even bring him on for Bernardo, or if you wanted to go full ham, bring him on for Kovacic at some point, but I'm just thinking the way that Pep will run it, I think he'll play it safe, go Kovacic, and then have Bernardo in there as well. Now, up front, obviously we can't play Alvarez in the midfield because of Haaland. Now, Pep today confirmed that Haaland basically won't start. He's not going to play, basically. Pep pretty much confirmed it. He is having tests today to see where he's at with his foot injury. However, I don't see it happening. Don't think Haaland's going to play tomorrow. Don't think he'll start. Don't think he'll get on the pitch. I think Alvarez will start the game, and if he needs to come off at some point, we'll just run false nine. That's the way I see. That's why I see that happening. So Alvarez up top for me. I'll play Jack Grealish on the left hand side because I've not heard anything about Jeremy Doku. I don't know his fitness when he's scheduled to be back. I've not heard any news on that. Maybe in the embargoed section tonight in the press conference we might hear something about Doku. Fingers crossed about that. But we need Doku back at some point. It's good to have that competition on that left hand side. But as we are now, Jack Grealish on the left. Some people might be like, Michael Hamilton, start him. But I don't think he's going to get his game time tomorrow. And then on the right-hand side, Phil Foden. So up top, then you've got Alvarez, Grealish and Phil Foden. I think that's a great front line. Phil Foden was speaking today about how he's been doing, he feels like his better games are basically on that right wing spot. It can cut in on his favoured foot. He's been enjoying his time on the right wing. So I think kind of alludes to where his main position is, and I think that is basically where he'll be playing tomorrow, that right wing. Now, we have seen a lot in the way that we play was when we're on the ball. Kyle Walker will move forward, Phil Foden will tuck inside and get really close to striker. It's more than likely we're going to see that again. I'm not a big fan of it. Hopefully tomorrow is something different, but I'm just pre-warning, it's probably going to be the same. But that's my lineup. Let us know in the comment section below. Throw it off to you. What is your lineup? Let me know your predicted lineup and your predicted score in the comments below. If you're watching this right now, then just pause it, throw it down there in the comments, and then I'll have a look through them tomorrow. And then when we do the live watch long, we can have a look at some of people's predicted 11s and see who gets it right, man. Because someone out there will get it right. Maybe I've got it right, but you know what I mean. It's Pep roulette nowadays, so it's hard to get. Like I say, I think it'll be a difficult game, but I think we'll win comfortably. I think it'll just take that one goal to basically kickstart us into it. I think it'll open up then because they'll have to go for it at some point, and then we'll find gaps. I do think we'll concede. I'm going to go 3-1 City. In the Belgrade game, I predicted all 3 goal scorers in the Belgrade game, so I'm just going to throw 3 out there. I think Alvarez will get 1. I think Foden will get 1, and I think Bernardo will get 1. 3 different goal scorers for City. I think they're the 3 that'll score tomorrow. But yeah, I'm expecting or hoping really for a good game from City. Given the fact that performances haven't been the best recently, but Luton did all right. We looked a lot better than what we've seen, like I said before, a bit more control. And Belgrade, as much as it was very, very changed, it was good to see academy players and all of them still playing this same system. But yeah, I think tomorrow, difficult game, we'll get the win. And yeah, I'd be surprised if any City fans weren't backing us, given their injuries, and we're at home as well. So hopefully City can bounce against tomorrow and do bits, man. I don't want no stressful watch on, but you could join me tomorrow live at 2 o'clock for the Palace watch along. Get involved. Xtra Club members, you can interact with the streams if people haven't seen them recently. We now have a fully interactive watch along, which we're trying to bring new features and things like that. So yeah, get involved at Xtra Club. The link is in the description. Big up. Enjoy the rest of your Fridays, and I'll see you tomorrow for the watch along. See you in a bit.